Welcome back to the show. And so earlier in March, we had the pleasure of chatting with German South African singer songwriter Lilliane about her beautiful single called I Dream of You. It was wonderful getting to know her and hearing about her journey as an artist. Since then, she's continued to captivate listeners with her nostalgic yet modern indie pop sound with both I Dream of You and Fatal Attraction, each reaching close to 20,000 streams on Spotify. Now she's back with an emotional new release titled Fairytale, a heartfelt ballad that explores love, heartbreak, and the painful moments of watching someone you love choose someone else. So let's welcome to the show Lilliane. How are you doing?
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good, thank you.
Awesome, Lilliane. It's really great to have you with us once again since we last spoke in March. And so, since we last spoken in March, what has life been like for you both personally and musically?
Yeah, life has been good. It's been quite busy. I've been keeping busy with all my music stuff and also, juggling my full-time job.
Awesome.
But yeah, musically, I've just been promoting my new song and continuing to write and work on more things. And personally, it's just been pretty busy in my life, juggling both music and my other job.
Yeah.
Because my work schedule was quite full, but now it's getting better and yeah.
Awesome, Lilliane. Now, for listeners who may be hearing you for the first time today, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how your journey into music began?
Yeah, so I was born in Germany and I'm half South African because my mom is from South Africa and my dad's German. But I spent most of my life in Germany, but I do go back and forth quite a bit. And music, it's just been always a part of my life. I always loved to sing as a kid, and I spent hours in my room singing and dancing and, performing little bedroom concerts. And being a musician has definitely been my lifelong dream, and it just never went away. So
Awesome.
I'm really happy that I get to make that possible.
That's really great, Lilliane. And you've now released several singles, and each one seems to reveal another side of you as a songwriter. How do you feel you've grown since releasing your first music?
I think I'm getting more confident with what I write and the things I write about. This new song, Fairytale, really is the most vulnerable I've ever been because all the words that I wrote are true. And I would just like to continue to experiment my songwriting and see how complex or fun or, like how much I can do and create. So, because there really are no rules in songwriting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome, Lilliane. So let's talk about your brand new single, Fairytale. What inspired this song and what story does it tell?
So Fairytale is a song I wrote about a past relationship where the person I was with at the time was getting close to someone else. And that was really hard for me to understand and to deal with. Because when stuff like this happens, you just feel so many emotions, like anger and sadness and frustration. And I wanted to write about it because I know that there are people who will be able to relate and it might even help them let go of whatever they are dealing with in their relationship. And I think it was very important for me to write about it.
Awesome. And you've described Fairytale as your most intimate and honest song yet. Was it difficult to write something so personal?
Honestly, I didn't think it was very difficult to write the song because when I wrote it, I was alone in my room. It felt a bit like I was writing in my diary, and yeah, sometimes it was difficult to find certain words, but generally it was more of a freeing thing. But then what I found difficult was then being in the studio with other people and telling them about the song and what the story is about, because every time I work with someone, I think it's important that the other person can understand and knows what it's about, so that they can, really get into the feeling with me.
Yeah.
And letting them know, that was the hard part of it, because then I realized, oh wow, I'm actually letting people into my feelings, and now it's out there, and now it's like, oh, okay, everyone knows.
Okay, so many people have experienced the heartbreak of watching someone they care about move on. What do you hope listeners take away from Fairy Tale?
I hope that listeners will take away that it's okay to feel these different emotions, and that they should learn to embrace them rather than to hide them and swallow the emotions, because sometimes for some people that is the easier way to do it, but in the long run that doesn't really help. So I hope that they will see that this stuff happens to a lot of us, and once we get through it, it'll get better. And yeah, it really takes time.
Definitely it does, Lilliane. That's 100% correct. And so the song has beautiful hazy guitars and soft vocals that perfectly complement the lyrics. How did you go about creating the sound and atmosphere of this track?
So I knew when I was writing the song what kind of sound I wanted it to have. I wanted to make it very dreamy and sad, and it's just the kind of sound that I also personally really love to listen to, but fits the theme of the song. Mm-hmm. And what I really wanted to include was the slide guitar, because I feel like every time I hear the slide guitar, it sounds a bit like the guitar's crying.
Yeah.
And I just thought that matches the sound completely. And also, I have to give a shout out to Theo, my producer, the work that I worked with, because he just completely understood the kind of sound that I wanted to go for. Mm-hmm. And I think we were able to create something really magical that really makes you, transports you right into those feelings.
Awesome stuff, Lilliane. And your music often feels very honest and relatable. Do you think being vulnerable in your songwriting helps listeners connect with your music on a deeper level?
Yeah, I definitely think that my honesty connects with listeners, because I think people want to feel seen and understood. And I might have the words that others are struggling to find, or I might be the person to let them know that their feelings matter, through my music. And that's what I love about what I do, that people can hear my songs and don't feel like they're alone with whatever they're going through.
Yeah, awesome. So, looking back at songs like I Dream of You, Fatal Attraction, and now Fairy Tale, what have been some of the biggest highlights of your musical journey so far?
I think, honestly, just having my songs played on the radio feels like such a bucket list moment for me, because as a kid, I dreamt about those kinds of moments, hearing myself on the radio. And this whole year so far has been such a highlight for me. And I mean, it's only July, because I feel like that I'm making my dream possible, and that I'm making it happen for myself. And being an independent artist is quite intense and stressful, but the results I get out of it is incredible. So yeah, I feel very happy about it, and it makes me even more excited about the future and what's to come.
Fantastic, Lilliane. And now that Fairy Tale is out, what can fans look forward to from you in the coming months?
I am planning to release an EP in October with some brand new songs that I've been working on. So that is really exciting. And otherwise, I'm just going to keep writing and keep releasing more songs. I do also want to organize to play live shows. That's what I'm really missing. I don't have any shows lined up yet, but I am working on that, and I will keep people updated about everything I do in my socials on Instagram and TikTok. It's just Lilliane_music, and I keep everyone updated on what I do there.
Awesome, Lilliane. So, while we were on that topic, you mentioned your socials, etc. Where can the fans find your song Fairytale as well as your other songs, and also follow you online?
So the songs, my music is on all streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, just under Lilliane. It's on YouTube as well. I made a little lyric video for Fairytale, and there's a music video for Fatal Attraction that I made. So check that out on YouTube. And my socials are TikTok and Instagram, Lilliane_music. That's LILLIANE_music.
Great stuff, Lilliane. And so before we let you go, final question for the moment. What message would you like to leave with listeners who may be going through heartbreak or struggling to let go of someone they love?
I think my message would be that healing really does take time, and things do get better with time. So until that day comes, let your feelings flow freely and embrace everything you're feeling instead of trying to shove them away, because it'll get better. And also, if you need a good cry, Fairytale is a very good song to cry to.
Awesome. Okay, Lilliane, thank you so much for being with us once again. It's been wonderful catching up with you again, and thank you for joining us and sharing the story behind your beautiful new single called Fairytale. Really awesome having you with us once again.
Thank you so much for having me back, and I can't wait to chat to you again.
Likewise, looking forward to it, Lilliane. And also to the listeners, that is German South African singer songwriter Lilliane catching us up on her musical journey and introducing her moving new single called Fairytale. The song is available now on all major streaming platforms, as she's mentioned, so be sure to give it a listen and continue supporting this incredible talented artist.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.